This is London. His Majesty King George VI.
Let us remember the men in all the services, and the women in all of the services who have laid down their lives. We have come to the end of our tribulation, and they are not with us at the moment of our rejoicing.
I speak to you today at the same hour as my father did exactly 75 years ago. His message then was a salute to the men and women at home and abroad who had sacrificed so much in pursuit of what he rightly called a great deliverance. The war had been a total war. It had affected everyone, and no one was immune from its impact. Whether it be the men and women called up to serve, families separated from each other, or people asked to take up new roles and skills to support the war effort, all had a part to play. At the start, the outlook seemed bleak, the end distant, the outcome uncertain. But we kept faith that the cause was right. And this belief, as my father noted in his broadcast, carried us through. Never give up, never despair. That was the message of VE Day. I vividly remember the jubilant scenes my sister and I witnessed with our parents and Winston Churchill from the balcony of Buckingham Palace. The sense of joy in the crowds who gathered outside and across the country was profound. Though while we celebrated the victory in Europe, we knew there would be further sacrifice. It was not until August that fighting in the Far East ceased and the war finally ended. Many people laid down their lives in that terrible conflict. They fought so we could live in peace, at home and abroad. They died so we could live as free people in a world of free nations. They risked all so our families and neighborhoods could be safe. We should and will remember them. As I now reflect on my father's words and the joyous celebrations which some of us experienced firsthand, I'm thankful for the strength and courage that the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and all our allies displayed. The wartime generation knew that the best way to honor those who did not come back from the war was to ensure that it didn't happen again. The greatest tribute to their sacrifice is that countries who were once sworn enemies are now friends, working side by side for the peace, health, and prosperity of us all. Today, it may seem hard that we cannot mark this special anniversary as we would wish. Instead, we remember from our homes and our doorsteps. But our streets are not empty. They are filled with the love and the care that we have for each other. And when I look at our country today and see what we are willing to do to protect and support one another, I say with pride that we are still a nation those brave soldiers, sailors, and airmen would recognize and admire. I send my warmest good wishes to you all.
We meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away.
We'll meet again, down the I know.
Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I'll sing this song.
We'll meet again.
Don't know when,
Don't know when. But I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
we'll meet again.
Don't know when.
Don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you.
Always is true. Till the skies lie far away.
So will you please say hello?
To the folks that I know, tell them I will.
They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song.
We'll meet again.
Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again.
Some sunny
Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Rangers Radio plays respects to the fallen in the 75 years ago at the end of World War II, who fought and won to give us liberty, freedom of speech, democracy and Britishness. And we salute you. Good evening, Bridgeman.
Oh, I got it off. I was wondering how I was going to get my mute off. Good evening to you, Yorkshire. Can I say a big good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world? Good evening and welcome to the Royal Rangers Radio.
The Royal Rumble. We felt it was right that we played that when the boys come on to join us. It's the right thing to do, being Rangers Radio Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. Superb. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Well done there, Terry boy. Well done. Really.
Can I pay tribute to our two troopers? Yes. Old School Blue and the one and only Fox, who spent a lot of hours since the show finished last night sorting out all the technical difficulties. I remind everybody, without them, there's no Rangers Radio, and I take my hat after them. And when I see the two of them, I'm getting them a half and a half pint, Bridge.
A half and a half each or between them?
Oh, between them, Bridge, don't. Anyway, I think what we'll do is, mate, and because of last night, we'll open up the lines. But once again, we salute everybody in the armed forces, past and present, who are part of what makes our country great.
Absolutely, pal.
Here. So what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where the tremendous technical team will bring you into the call. And we'll be joined by the first caller this evening. It's the one and only JFK.
The Skull.
Evening, Yorkshire. Evening, Bridgeman. How are you tonight?
Evening, Jimmy. Aye, brilliant, pal. Brilliant.
Unusual
Thoroughly
for
enjoyed
somebody
that.
of two nicknames, isn't it?
Aye, is that? I've got more than that, though.
And a few others as well that
Yeah,
weren't
sure.
nicknames.
Aye, well, aye. Maybe a lot of Wayne's been my nickname. That's just my name. How you all doing, guys? That was a nice tribute to commemorate VE Day. I've celebrated it. 75 years. Nice one.
Aye.
So what's on the agenda tonight, mate?
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll no be getting through it. I'll be really honest, unless somebody comes on with a call about it. We'll no be getting through the appendices.
No.
Gee, so I don't know if anybody, did you read them today, Bridge?
I didn't find them, but I was looking back over the document, and then somehow or other it's disappeared from Skype now. I can't get it. You know that you published it in Skype for us yesterday. But anyway, I'd gone back through it, and my goodness gracious, wow, it's heavy, wasn't it? Heavy.
And
We did well getting through it last night.
Who is surprised about the reaction for the people who have come out? Who is surprised? JFK.
No, I'm no surprised. I mean, I've not seen that appendix thing that you're talking about. I've watched and listened to different forums all day, and every Rangers man, including the man I thought I respected, well, probably is Barry Ferguson, who said that they don't think that Rangers will get the inquiry that they're looking for. But look, the papers and everybody's against us, and we all know that. But I don't think we'll get the outcome that a lot of us are hoping. What I don't want to see is if Rangers want to push it any further, and it ends up costing us money. There's a lot of rumblings going on that Rangers, if they lose it, should be made liable for the cost of any independent inquiry. That's for a couple of people that I watched today, and I think that's totally scandalous. So, nobody's going to vote for it. I mean, especially what happened.
We might get more than the 3 clubs vote for it, but I don't think anybody on here thought it was likely. It didn't matter what came out that we were going to get support for certain teams. Yeah.
I think with the tea time announcement that the reconstruction's now dead, it's status quo.
There's a surprise, eh?
Aye, of course we all knew that was going to happen.
I urge caution on that, because I believe I saw something in Follow that, in fact, it's off at the present moment, but until such time as they declare the Premiership, then they could in fact go back in for the reconstruction again. That kind of thing.
They've not got the time factor, Bridge. The time.
I know, pal. I know.
It was a sprat to catch a mackerel. They caught the mackerel. They jumped in the net, and they've had their bellies tickled. They've been used, abused, and they deserve everything that's coming their way. Right. And some of the clubs that I had no problem with, apart from maybe what happened to us in 2012, never had an issue with Dundee. I wish them nothing but harm now.
Everyone, by the way, you're right. Can I just forgive me for interrupting? That apparently the apparent, shall we say, dumping of the reconstruction project is a real slap in the face, I think, for all the lower league teams, and I'll include Hearts in that, because by the sound of it, there's no reconstruction, so Hearts are going to go. They're going to call the league whenever they get it.
The only winners out of this, bizarrely, and tell me if I'm wrong here, JFK, a flap for relegation is Breaton City, whose chairman sits in the SPL board. Is that coincidence or just pure luck?
No. If that's no corruption, Tate, that is that. I mean, it's self-serving there, you know. It's just no. Look, you know what's going to happen on Tuesday. The vote's not going to go our way, and on the agenda there'll be any other business, and it'll be the come Tuesday 5 o'clock. The puddle drinkers will probably be announced as champions.
I don't think they can do that. It's a one-item agenda, isn't it? EGM.
Well, it's SPL we're talking about, isn't it?
Well, I suppose we could have a meeting at 5:05 and do that.
Yeah. They'll have another meeting. They would have a separate meeting, because it's really urgent business. Because that's while everybody's available.
We've got to remember what our club has been about is nothing to do with who wins the league. It's about corporate governance and running of the Scottish football, and getting things done properly, and all the clubs getting the information. If that's a crime, we're guilty as charged. And I'm happy we've done it. I'm proud of my club. I'm content with what they've done. I'm content with the way they've handled themselves. And we've read all the lies and the misquotes in the media. We could list them, mate.
I know.
We could list them.
Can I come in here, Oxford? I actually know. I'm an anorak like you, and that come to reading a lot of things.
You mean you're sad?
Well, I suppose I know I am. I read it today again. I read it today, right, and I read the whole thing again. That's 3 times I've read it. Now, what I'm going to say here is some won't agree with, but see, now that I've read it, I'm beginning to get the feeling that maybe we were too heavy-handed at the start. And what we should have maybe done is went in with a vote of no confidence motion. Instead of using the words like, you know, that they wanted people suspended. If they'd have went in with that attitude, a vote of no confidence, maybe we'd have got further with it, mate. So
Well,
reading it again,
trouble is, mate, if you ask for an inquiry about individuals, they've got to be suspended, mate.
I know that. I know what you're
They've got to
saying.
be suspended. They can't be there. They can't influence the
know.
outcome of the investigation if it's going to be done properly. But that time we investigated Bridgman. All right, there was no charges, but we had to. You had to go on a cruise for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that reading it again, I'm thinking maybe we went in there for a jugular too quick. Maybe we should have went for a vote of no confidence, and one of the motions could have been when the paperwork came out, the dossier, that they felt under the no confidence motion that the members of the top table should be removed while they're independent. But I just can't believe that, you know, that some of the things that I read in the last couple of days, that what they've done to Rangers, this has all been self-serving, and we know who's pushing it, and we'll go down that road obviously as weeks and months go on. But
all right,
can I come in, Oxford?
Well, you can in a second, but we'll be
Right, okay,
joined. We'll be joined by Port there.
Well, handsome boy for Port Glasgow.
I wouldn't go that far, mate.
Okay then.
what part of Port Glasgow were you in? There was somebody handsome.
Hello, Port Bear.
Stardom prints and pictures of Port Bear have to keep the rains away from the fire.
Right.
Is this a-
We'll hear more about that.
All right, boys, how we doing?
Sorry,
right,
Port
pal.
Bear, nice intro. Eh?
Aye.
How
Aye.
you doing, mate?
I'm
After
very
you
well.
broke
I'm
our
very-
Skype.
Aye. I fixed it tonight though. As you can
Ah,
see,
you fixed
Look at
it.
again. I fixed it. I stayed up with Fox and Old School Blue and helped them last night, so I did.
I bet you did. What's on your mind, brah?
Eh.
Let me just take Bridges' point while I
Sorry,
remember,
yeah.
because Bridgeman, before we go to Port,
God, I've forgotten what we were going to say.
see what I mean? I couldn't leave up me after you.
I'll go back, carry on with Port Bear. I'll try and remember what it was. It was something very important, as you can imagine.
When you go, Port.
Aye. Just in regards to last night's show, Oxshire, fantastic listen. Although I wanted to come in and say my piece last night, obviously I broke it and I couldn't. But certainly a good listen last night. Really enjoyed it. But having read it when I come in for work tonight, all Rangers ever asked for Oxshire in this was fairness, you know, and corporate governance, as we keep mentioning. We only wanted things to be, you know, well, treated level on a playing field, the same as everybody else. In my opinion, you know, what's evident for me through the whole thing is lack of information to clubs. Now, see if that dossier was put to the clubs before the vote, mate, the Good Friday vote, if they knew all information, would they have voted the way they voted? I don't know. I think if all the information available to them was there, the vote may have been different. And I think they deliberately held back the information to push through the vote that they wanted on that board. That's just my opinion. You know.
The thing about if they have done that and that was proved to be correct, mate, I'm the legal expert about corporate law. Bridgman's my legal expert, but I don't know if it's corporate law. If they've done that, mate, it doesn't take a genius to work out they broke the law, mate. If you've not only got information and you don't get your shareholders and an executive, mate.
Yep. But Oxshire, you've read it. I know you've read it, and I've glanced at it today. I've spent probably 40 minutes reading it before I come on the show and stuff.
There's some big words. You should have phoned me, mate. I'd have helped you.
During my tea, etc. And that's what I've picked to it, and I can clearly see, you know, that they've withheld information, vital information, i.e. about the £10 million penalties possibly for Sky and BT Sports, the money they could have got early, you know, to help the smaller clubs see through at the end of the season. If that was all disclosed, mate, it's all about disclosure, and I don't feel they've disclosed enough to these clubs. They've disclosed what they wanted to disclose to put the fear of God into clubs, basically threatening them, you know.
Threatened them with their own money, mate, which is bizarre.
It's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. You know, it's a clear breach of duty for Neil Doncaster, mate, not to disclose the full information during
All right,
the
I'll
vote.
tell you what we'll go. Obviously, we're going to run a few minutes extra because we had Her Majesty on, but we wanted to play this last night, and Stuart Robertson's shown tremendous cojones. He's been into the Lions Den, JFK, places like Clyde, places that we're no welcome. But if you think you're right, mate, and you think you've took up the cudgel about being right, the truth's the truth. You just have to stick to the script, and you're all right. But when you try to bend the truth, mate, that's when trouble appears. So we're going to hear from Stuart Robertson. An interview. Well, it was an interview that he'd done on Radio Clyde. So we're going to hear it. Please get yourself on mute and let's hear from your CEO, Stuart Robertson.
Stuart Robertson, thank you for joining us here on Clyde One Super Scoreboard. It's been quite a day, centring around the fact that Rangers have now released this dossier, if you like, of evidence to their fellow member clubs of the SPFL. Now, not everyone is privileged enough to have seen it, and I know it's long and I know it's detailed. How would you sum up what's in it?
Oh, thanks, Gordon. How would I sum up? I think there's... I would sum up by saying there's some worrying information in there in terms of the way that the SPFL is governed. I think there's some real issues. I had some real challenges with the way some really material information that should have been provided to the clubs to allow them to make a fully informed decision on the resolution was omitted from the briefing paper which they were given, which incidentally wasn't approved by the board before it was sent out. You know, for example, the fact that there could be potential liabilities of up to £10 million in relation to a lot of sponsorship and broadcasting contracts are there. Now that's a big number. It represents almost 40% of the amount of money distributed to clubs this season. And with everything that's going on in the world just now, and we've all got our challenges with the pandemic and dealing with that, if that's an additional hit, an additional reduction in clubs' income, with other reductions that are liable to happen, then that's a real threat to some clubs, and potentially some clubs staring down the barrel. But on top of that, there was also the misinformation about, or the fact that you weren't given information that there were other ways that clubs could have got the cash. Again, we seem to be doing it in a real rush. And when I'd asked the question, why are we doing this so quickly? I was told it's so that the clubs in the lower leagues can get their fee payments. And it's the only way they can get their fee payments. Now, we know that's not true now because we've seen the revelations about Motherwell and Partick getting advances 3 or 4 years ago. And, even if you go back to the Gretna information we were given, which actually is misleading because we had advances as well. They weren't loans. They weren't written off in any accounts anywhere. I just feel that there's for the overall good of the game, we need to have a serious look at the governance of the SPFL and how we can get the trust and the confidence back into the members and the executive. Because at the moment, speaking as our club, we've lost that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, you say there's worrying information in there. How confident are you, Stuart, that it's damning enough, though, to bring about an independent investigation?
Well, let me give you one example. There was a real big thing made of the fact of the potential refunds and the potential financial ramifications of having a null and void decision and ending 2019-20. But there's actually a real financial ramification of finishing the way we have. But that information was never disclosed to the clubs. So why was that not disclosed to the clubs? Now, you'd have to ask the SPFL exec why that was the situation. But we've not created suspicion. We've not gone out there and said suspicion. We've gone and we've prepared the work. We've taken legal opinion. We've taken time and effort to produce. We've been asked to produce the evidence we've got by the chairman of the SPFL and the chief exec. So we've produced it. There'll be an independent investigation. Well, sorry, there'll be an EGM on Tuesday. The clubs will decide whether there's enough within that report to justify them calling for an independent investigation. And that's the club's decision, Gordon. That's down to them to decide if they want to do that. And if the numbers aren't at the level that will get that investigation, then we'll need to have a think about what we do next.
As promised, you delivered the dossier to the clubs at 10 a.m. today.
Have you had reaction from clubs? Have you had calls from chairman, chief executives of clubs indicating a level of support for Rangers at AGM on Tuesday?
There's been a few, Roger. There have been a few. I think a lot of the clubs are still working their way through it, to be perfectly honest. But all the calls I have had have been positive in that regard. So, but I think the reality is it's going to take a couple of days for some people have got day jobs. Let's be honest. A lot of the clubs are run by people on a part-time basis, and they're not going to have had the time to sit down and go through that just now. So I suspect over the next 2 or 3 days we'll get a better feel for how that's sitting.
One of the key figures, I mean, it jumps off the page, you've mentioned it already, the potential £10 million liability if some broadcasters, commercial partners look for refunds if the season can't be concluded. Why do you think this wasn't disclosed by the executive, and has there been indications from broadcasters or commercial partners, Stuart, that they would look to recoup some of that money?
You would have to ask the exec why it wasn't disclosed, Roger, because I say we as directors were not given the briefing paper that was given to the clubs to approve. So you need to ask the exec as to why that was. I understand there are conversations ongoing in relation to the implications of finishing the season early. I don't know the detail of that. Again, that's probably not probably, but that is a question you need to ask the exec as well.
Yeah, I mean, on that response from the SPFL today, Stuart, it seems to focus around obviously the bullying and coercion aspect. They say there is not a shred of evidence within the dossier to back that up. How would you respond to the SPFL's defence there?
Pretty easily, Gordon. It's a classic case of the SPFL trying to deflect away from the case in point, the issue that we need to be discussing. What they've deflected away to is something that's not mentioned in the dossier. No point did we talk about corruption, as I mentioned in their statement, or bullying and coercion by SPFL staff. We've not said that anywhere. So they've gone out there and they've taken it away when we should be actually going back to why was this material information not provided to the clubs? Why were the clubs not told about the potential liabilities? Why were they not told about the ability to get payments in other ways? And why were they not told about potential challenges with league restructuring because of the broadcasters?
Yeah, I mean,
that was included.
Yeah, understand that, but obviously bullying and coercion has been mentioned in the past, and obviously Neil Doncaster and Rod McKenzie have been named personally. So is it not understandable that they would still seek some sort of proof as to what that was all about?
Gordon, you show me where Rangers has talked about that in the past. We haven't said that. Other people have created that narrative. That hasn't been set by Rangers. So I think, you just need to be careful in terms of these things as to where you go. Now, there are mentions of where other clubs feel they've been bullied by other clubs. Clubs feel there's been inter-club bullying by other members. And that's for them to actually address those issues through an independent investigation. But just to be very clear, we at no point did we say any of the things in the SPFL statement. And that has just been a deflection today to change the narrative away from what's actually in the report.
Roger?
I think it's mentioned in the report, Stuart, that some of those clubs who have spoken to you about the bullying and coercion at the hands of other clubs, they sort of fear recriminations that thus far they haven't come out and spoken publicly. Do you believe come Tuesday these clubs will stand square behind you and call for the second independent inquiry, so they then have a platform that they're comfortable about speaking about these allegations of bullying and coercion on?
I would hope so, Roger. There's no point moaning about things behind the scenes if you're not then going to, when you've got an opportunity to do something about it, actually taking it. And that's where we're at now. I have to say, personally, I'm really frustrated. I've had 5 stints going back to 2003 on the board of the SPL and the SPFL, and I've never known the governance to be as bad as it is now. It's if clubs really want to make a change, then they need to stand up and be counted to do this. If they don't, well, they're going to be stuck with what they've got.
If we talk about the numbers game, obviously Rangers, Hearts, Stranraer are yes voters, if you like, come Tuesday. You would imagine the 6 clubs whose representatives on the SPFL board put out the open letter last week would be no voters. That means in simple arithmetic, only 5 more no votes among the other 33 clubs would be enough to sink this, a second independent inquiry. If that were the case, Stuart, where would Rangers go next? Where is your next avenue to take this?
I think we'll see what happens on Tuesday, Roger, and then gather our thoughts from there. If we get enough votes, great. If we don't, then let's have a look at what we do next. But we're not making any decisions on that just now.
Oh, this all really, although there's been a lot of things happening in the interim period, Stuart, it obviously goes back to the decision to call a halt to the lower leagues, with the potential that the top flight follows suit at some point in the future. That hasn't happened yet. What's the ultimate aim here for Rangers, if you like? Is it just about the removal of Neil Doncaster? Is there any scope to reverse that resolution? What's the outcome that you would hope for?
The ultimate aim here is to improve the governance of the game, and so that we can. This is about what's going to be good for Scottish football. We're going through everybody in the country is going through a horrendous situation at the moment with the pandemic, and football as an industry has been hit hard by that, and it will continue to be hit hard in the coming months. The way things are looking, we need to be in the best possible shape we can be to come out of this on the front foot. And to do that, we need to have proper leadership, and we need leaders who are going to drive the business forward, who are going to look at new revenue opportunities for us. They're going to be creative, have energy, and really come up with new ideas as to how we can make Scottish football, get Scottish football on its front foot. So this is all about improving the governance of the game. That's what this is about.
And we take calls in the show every night about how this season is going to end. Stuart, obviously none of us know, but sitting here at the end of the first week in May, Rangers have been consistent. They want the Premiership season finished on the pitch. What chance do you think now there is of finishing it on the pitch? What chance do you think there is of the SPFL board calling the season? Are they forced into calling the season by the UEFA deadline of May the 25th, or are all options still open? Is the null and void option still open to the SPFL board?
No, as I understand it, Roger. I mean, we had the resolution. The resolution has now been passed with Dundee's, when Dundee's change of vote. They are in a situation where the board has the power to call the season. So that's going through, unless something was to happen with the resolution be compromised. But that's how it sits at the moment. I think as every week goes by, one of the key things for me, going back to the end of March and beginning of April and all of this, was why don't we separate getting the money to the smaller clubs, the lower league clubs, from the decision to call the league, so we can actually buy ourselves a bit of time to look at what's possible and what's realistically going to happen. Well, now 4 or 5 weeks on, we can see that the restrictions are still in place. We just had the announcement that we've got another 3 weeks of lockdown. It's not, as the weeks go by, it's becoming more, we have to be realistic, it's becoming more difficult to get 1920 finished within a sensible time frame. So I think that's, we'll see where we get to the next couple of weeks. The UEFA deadline of the 25th is there. And I think, to be realistic, I think that's a deadline that we're probably going to have to work to take a decision. Whether it's called earlier than that is a decision for the board. And I'm only one voice on the board.
And I was going to ask you, you've mentioned your years of experience on the board. The interim chairman, Douglas Park, is less experienced at the sharp end, if you like. Was he surprised by the way the Rangers' initial resolution was treated by the SPFL board, and the way he feels he was treated by Rod McKenzie?
No, I don't think so, sadly, Roger. We could see the way things were going, and I really wasn't surprised by that. As it was, there was, the delays that were put in our way to try and do. There was no assistance provided to us, despite the fact the instruction was made that there should be assistance provided. And actually, one of the other directors had said, because again, this was coming back to, let's get the cash to the clubs. Let's find out alternative ways to get the cash to the clubs. And there were a couple of directors actually said, well, let's try and find a form of words that encapsulates the spirit of what Rangers are trying to do. And it transpires we can do it anyway. We could get the advances to clubs. So actually we could have done that. So sadly, it's just another frustration in terms of the way the organisation's been run at the moment.
Yeah, just before we let you go, Stuart, the beauty, if you can call it that, the beauty of this show, the nature of this city, is it always manages to descend pretty quickly into a sort of Rangers-Celtic thing. I'm sure that's no surprise to you in this part of the world. What would you say then to any cynics out there who say that this is all about stopping Celtic getting the title?
This is about looking at the good of the game. This is about trying to make sure the governance of the SPFL is the best it can be. That's all this is about. It's beginning, middle and end of that is about ensuring the governance of the game is as strong as it can be going forward.
Stuart, we really appreciate you taking the time. We'll leave it there so that you can get off. But thank
Well, thanks for that, Terry. You back with us, lads?
Yeah, I'm indeed.
Yeah, mate.
What I've got to say, he comes approach, they're a very competent young man because he's sticking to the narrative. People would say it's the script, but he's consistent in what he's got to say. And I do agree with him, which for the good of the game, because anybody who thinks they're doing a good job is they're in cuckoo land. Bridgman.
Yep.
Yeah, 100% agree. I've said this a wee bit, not that long ago tonight, and I've said that he comes over very well, our managing director, and he knows his stuff, and he's been around for quite a long time, very experienced. But I have to say this in all fairness, the knives will be out for him, and I would imagine that somewhere along the line they're going to make up a charge against him, and he'll probably end up, to all intents and purposes, getting sacked off the SPFL board if they can do that kind of thing. But I think he'll be brought up before the Beaks for something anyway. They said something about, I can't remember exactly what it was, but that's what I thought that. So I just think, unfortunately for him, I think he's going to get pulled up. Maybe Rangers will lose their spot on the SPFL board, I'm not dead sure.
We do this summer anyway.
Oh, well, that's all right then, that's okay. And I would suggest that Rangers should never go back on.
I don't see him getting caught up at all, mate. I would take the top lawyers and take it all the way. When you're telling the truth, JFK, you have nothing to worry about.
No, I did say, sure, when this all started to come out, that I did think at the time that the whistleblower was Stuart Robertson.
You did say that.
I was proved right. And under the whistleblower's policy, he's nothing to fear. Whatever action that the SPFL board or whatever want to take, he'll be protected. Under that policy, he's come out and he's stated exactly what has went wrong, and there's nothing wrong with that. I listened to 3 times. I've listened to him since yesterday on various platforms, and he's telling it as it is. And other people are saying he was a spy in the camp. Well, maybe we did need a spy in the camp, because this organisation is doing everything it can to run Scottish football for their own ends. So well done to Stuart Robertson, and I'm pleased that Rangers are taking this road. I'm not listening to any other stuff that I'm hearing about. No, that he should be sin died to be running any organisation concerning football in the future. He's protected under the whistleblower, and you know what I'm talking about there, Oxshire. These type of things. If you're a whistleblower, you're protected. He's done it for the good of Scottish football, not just for the good of Rangers. The 9 in a row and the 10 in a row don't come into it for me.
Never mentioned, mate. Never mentioned.
Never mentioned it one time.
The guy basically said that this year will be whatever it will be. We're not going to get it completed. Yeah, and because of the circumstances, and that can't be helped.
It's for the governments, the good governance going forward. And it was Fox that said the other night, we were talking about a smoking gun. The smoking gun's no there 100%, you know. But Fox is right, it's about going forward. There's a lot of powerful stuff, but it's going forward. Whether these individuals are taken into account for their actions and they still keep their job, but it's about how we go forward with this. And that's what Fox had said the other night. It's about getting Scottish football run properly. And that's all Rangers have ever wanted.
Can I come in, Oxshire? I've just saw that a wee statements come out from Falkirk after the reconstruction thing.
Nothing in it, Rich.
No, I was just going to say there's one part in it that says something like, today's announcement will not come as a huge surprise to Falkirk supporters, who, along with the rest of Scottish football, have witnessed firsthand the utter shambles engulfing our game these last few weeks.
I wonder how did they vote on Good Friday? Yeah?
Well, see all these clubs that have been, let's say, stabbed in the back, because that's basically what they've been done. I reckon they should all vote with Rangers and for this proposal on Tuesday.
People will be starting to ask it. I never thought we would be debating the position of Brechin City, but there you go. Portbear.
Mate, Stuart Robertson, you know, I think what you get is what you see with him. I think it was a very good he's putting across. He stuck to the narrative. Let's face it, Oxshire. Neil Doncaster has failed Scottish football. He doesn't have any creative energy. You know, we're still looking for sponsors for our league, our cups. You know, this is all his responsibilities that fall under his remit. you know, he's failed to get money into Scotland's game over the number of years he's had it. Our game's not any further forward since he's been in charge of the Scottish game, in my opinion. You know, all we're asking for is fairness, Oxshire. You know, and if East clubs don't want to vote along with Rangers to improve, you know, the future of the Scottish game, make your league better, make it more attractive, then everybody needs to shut up, Oxshire, and stop moaning about this. If they don't back what Rangers are trying to push forward for the better of the Scottish game, they need to just back off and shut up and accept that Neil Doncaster's going to be in charge. That's just what I fear, Oxshire. But, you know, I hope they see sense, because it's about their futures, I know. If they're going to allow Doncaster to, you know, force his will and his, you know, the way he's governing our football on us, then, you know, hell mend them all, mate. Hell mend them all.
Yeah, here.
Port Bear, is that no the same as saying it's Lowell that's doing it?
Aye. I'm not going to get in that road, Bridge, man. I just think, you know, I think what Stuart Robinson's doing, he's thinking, he's looking at the future of your game, and this is something Stardog as well's been talking about for months.
Well, Brian Stardog, I wonder if Stardog's joined us, mate. I'm going to ask you a question, Stardog. You've always come across as a very, very fair young man. Yeah. You've sort of promoted the values of fairness in the game. What do you feel now, mate? Why should I, as a Rangers supporter, want to benefit any of these clubs, mate?
There was a lot of really good.
Sound out, mate. Carry on.
Oh, there was a lot of good stuff, mate. In the dossier, a lot of valid points and a lot of stuff that we already knew in the same sense. So, I was looking for a wee bit more. Stuart Robertson, mate. Stuart Robertson.
What did you think was going to be in it, mate? It was going to be more.
I thought they were going to have hardcore evidence, mate, that there was coercion and bullying going on. They've not produced that for me.
It came from the other clubs. It's up to other clubs, and that came from Mulroney and his cohort.
Well, this is where I now say to these clubs, mate. Within the next week, it's up to you now to take a stand. If these things have been going on in the background, it can't be constantly left up to our club to go through these battles, to get slaughtered in the media, to get slaughtered for pundits, to get slaughtered for newspapers. If Rangers are trying to fight on behalf of these clubs and for the right of Scottish football and for the good of Scottish football, then it's up to these clubs, mate, to step forward. It has to happen now. Our Scottish football's never going to prevail. And they were talking the day again, the reconstruction, it's not happening. Now, there's a big surprise to me.
Are you surprised at that?
No, I'm not. But in the same sense, I'm still disgusted. I'm disgusted, mate, that we're in this position. There's people losing their lives. We're making a big deal out of things. You know, we want Scottish football to progress. As Rangers fans, as a Rangers fan, I want Scottish football to progress on a whole. That means every club. But at the end of the day, mate, if these guys are only going to start helping themselves, Rangers can't do this for them anymore, because I'm sick of fighting these battles in court and getting tarred with the same brush in the media, with the newspapers. I'm fed up of it. I think the evidence, everything has to come out, mate. I don't see any harm in a private investigation. If nobody's got anything to hide, let's get it done. Let's get it out there and done with, and then we can move on as a whole.
Why should we be dictated with Dunfermline, Alloa and Brecon City, mate?
Well, you know my feelings in that, Oxshire. These clubs have never showed any aspirations to be in the top flight, and the likes of Brecon City and Alloa, they'll never be in the top flight. For me, it's got to change for the top, mate, regardless of evidence or no. I think this has all got to get put out the window eventually, and the teams are going to have to come together around a table and work out some sort of happy medium, because there's going to be no players left at clubs in a couple of months' time. Clubs are going to start dying left, right and centre.
Couple of weeks' time, mate.
Aye, a couple of weeks' time. So it's up to them, mate. It's up to them at the top to stop this, because they've been rotten. And if all the clubs are coming from a realistic point of view, which is what I feel all day, they've not done a good job by Scottish football, mate. Not today with Rangers, not today with anything else or referees, but by Scottish football, they've not done a good job, mate. So it's time for them to go.
But they've done their job, Stardust. They've been really good at their job.
Well, to me they've no, mate. To me they've no. They've squeezed every penny out the game that they could have, and the clubs have suffered for that.
They've been really good at their job.
Yeah, they've squeezed every single penny out of the game, mate, and the clubs are suffering for
I
that.
think GFK gets where I'm coming from.
I do as well, mate. I do as well.
You know, all right, Stadler, how you doing, pal?
No bad, Jimmy.
Good
Frustrated,
lad.
but no bad.
Of course we are, mate. As usual, you talk sense. The Falkirk thing, I know we're not going to get into their statement, but I mean, it's ironic, and it's no surprising, in the fact that they've come out and made a statement, because I mean, they were quite happy to go along with the reconstruction model and voting against the independent inquiry, but now because they're a point behind in the League One, now they've put out a silly letter. And who's going to support them now?
They should be putting that silly letter out before the vote on the Good Friday, mate.
Aye, but that's what I'm saying. You know, it's self-indulgence. You know, I don't wish any goodness for any of these clubs. You know, nothing at all. I go back to what I said a couple of months ago, and we're on the same frame of mind. These are the clubs that didn't want Rangers to be any part of Scottish football. But now that we're back and they're frightened about that, and I wish them all the ill will that I can give them, and I hope every Rangers fan feels the same, because they're just doing Scottish football a disservice. Sorry, pal.
I don't feel any ill will to any other team, mate. I put it for them across the city. They're our enemies, and that's fine. That will always be the way. But I don't feel any ill will to any other club. I don't. If anything,
there's teams that I never had a problem with. I wish them nothing but badness, and the D has moved into that group as well because of their self-indulgence.
How do you think their guy John Nelms? How do you think John Nelms feels now?
Exactly. We could have told him he was going to feel, Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. I've said to you before, in my opinion,
for the team.
It's in my opinion only, may I say, but for me, for my Rangers radio, I would suggest that Rangers fans don't have anything to do with any other club. See how this vote goes on Tuesday, and you'll see how many all these lower league clubs have all been shit upon there. They've been stabbed in the back.
It's hard today, Bridgeman. Oxchair said that. You know, I mean, I loved going to the away games.
I know, pal. I know.
But it's a hard thing to try and facilitate.
I don't want to pick on Bridge, but I've asked him the same thing. If we drew Dundee United in the cup at Ibrox, is he gone? And the answer's yes.
But I'm trying to say, I know how I feel about that, but there's other things. I don't want to do any business with them at all. We may have to do business with them because we're playing and it's in a cup game and so on and so forth. We may have to do that, and fair enough. But it's voluntarily doing business with them. Sorry, for me, no, don't want to do it. I'm not stupid.
Anyway,
I'm not stupid, you know.
I know you're not. Get yourself to mute. This could be good. Evening, Albert.
How you doing, guys? Jimmy, Starbuck, Bridge, Philip, how you all doing, Ox?
All right, Albert.
How are you, Albert?
I'm good, right. I just phoned up to ask you, would you think the best Rangers goalkeeper has ever been?
He must have been his tablet, Ox. Yeah.
I would go for Jerry Dawson.
I would go for Neil Doncaster, but anyway. But it's. I think we're playing a blinder here, absolute blinder, mate. It's superb. I'm enjoying watching that mob, the Ant Hill mob, and thrashing about, trying to grasp onto something, man. They're out shouting about getting bullied and all sorts now. That's great. It's fantastic. But the one thing nobody's mentioned sporting integrity. It's funny how nobody ever mentions that anymore, isn't it? They don't want to know about sporting integrity. And sporting integrity is the only thing that should be considered, because all this carry on is about saving money, no getting money, whatever. People getting titles and when they shouldn't be getting. That's all it's all about. But actually, everybody's put on sporting integrity in the background, and that's the only thing that we all should be interested in. Because at the end of the day, if you've not got sporting integrity, you've not got a product. And if you've not got a product, you've got nothing to sell. So there'll be no sponsors or anything. So you've got to protect the sporting integrity. And the sporting integrity tells you the leagues should all be null and void. And you take the hit, whatever hit comes. That's happened. It's no our fault.
That's part of the problem, isn't it? because what's come out in the last, I would say the last 24 hours, basically maybe 36 hours, is the fact is that for null and void, and what the SPFL, and this is in the appendix if you take the time to read it, if you've got a couple of hours and you want to put pins in your eyes, read it because it's half gone. The QC tells you basically you get the exact same potential cost for both the things.
That's it. I mean, I read that bit myself, and you're looking at it and going, all right, look, sport integrity has got to be at the forefront at all times. All times. Forget about this cash carry on. You're taking a hit. It's a fact of life. You're going to have to take a hit. How much it is, it could vary from whatever to whatever. It makes no difference. You've got to take the hit. But one thing you've got to come through all this way is with sport integrity intact. So that means that you get through the other end and go, right, where are we now? Right, nobody get promoted, maybe win a trophy, maybe get relegated. Fine, I'm happy with that. Let's go on. How do we save Scottish football now? From a cash point of view, forget about the restructuring. The restructuring's never happening. That was stupid. That was just stupid. Anybody thinking that was going to happen? Come on. I can't even believe that Budge fell for that hook, line, and sinker. I don't think she did. I think there was more to that than what was being said. There's something stinks there. Something really smelly about that. As there's something smelly about the whole lot. But at the end of the day, I mean, you've got to look at it and say, at the end of the day, you come out the other end with sport and integrity, and if you come out the end of the whole thing with sport and integrity, your sport and integrity intact, you've won a watch. You've won a watch. You've got something worth saving now. At the moment, you've not got anything worth saving. It's just a busted flush. It's done. Scottish football's done the way it sits at the moment. And you've got all these stupid journalists and all the rest of the daft pundits all jumping on the saying stupid, daft comments. Oh, this is Rangers against the SPFL. No. You're allowed to ask the question, and that's the thing that they should be asking. The questions that Rangers asked in that dossier is the questions that these journalists should be asking. Why they left it up to a club to ask that? All we used to went is, we don't think that's right. And the journalists that took it out for there and went, we're going to have a look at this and we'll look in to see what's happening, ask pertinent questions to the right people at the right time. Instead of that, you get this manufactured nonsense. You get manufactured interviews. You get a guy actually asking questions, answering the questions he's asking for himself. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Shifty up there, he'll be sitting up there scratching his head going, well, we'll need to bring the big boys into play soon because now they've accused us of bullying them, so now they're the victims. You're like, how did they get Rooney Hughes being the victims here? It's a nonsense. We know the format, we know what it's going to take, and we know the next couple of days what format this is going to take and where they're going with. The Rangers are playing a blinder. And it's doing it. The decision of what's going to happen next is coming to Rangers. Make no mistake about it. No matter what happens on Tuesday, it's coming back to Rangers. It's going to be their decision. And that's what I love about it. So it's up to us what we do. And they know it.
I'm struggling to see where any part of this is a blinder, to be honest with you, Albert.
Oh, it's brilliant. Come on. It's brilliant. We've got them on the back.
I need a couple of year in legal fees and court cases. Great. Sounds brilliant, mate. I'll tell you what, see when this is all said and done.
Forget about cash.
Right, a minute. Guys, listen, we all were say last night because there wasn't it was only myself and Bridgeman and Oxshire, but I'm interested to hear. I've heard Albert's thing there. Sorry for jumping in there, Oxshire. I'm interested to hear what Stardog's got to say because he's got a different slant on it. So if we can give him a wee bit of time to say what he's got to say. What were you thinking, Stardog?
I'm just saying, mate, I need a couple of years possibly in court cases and battling it out with us against the world again. For what reason? Do you know what I mean? And when all this is said and done, mate, I mean, that's 75 years a day for all these soldiers. I wonder what they would think now if the way things are going on up here in this league.
They fought.
I understand that, Oxford, but I'm talking about the way things are now, right? And everybody's up here arguing their titles and court cases. See, when all this is said and done, mate, I hope Rangers puts as much effort into on the park as what they do in the legal battles, mate. I really do, because I'm fed up of it.
What legal battles have we lost in the last few years, mate? Since a new
but we're constantly in them, mate. We're just constantly in them, aren't we? It's one thing after another.
What legal? I've asked you a question. What legal battles have we lost? Where are we with the Sports Direct deal? What did Dave King and the board do? They prevailed.
I'm not starting that. I understand that, mate. Where does it end, Oxford? That's my question. Where does it all end for us?
You're right in life, and you don't lie down and get your belly tickled. You've got to take up the cudgel and take these people on, or you're going to be bullied for the rest of your life.
But where's all the other teams that have been bullied, though?
It doesn't matter about them. It
does, because it's them that we're claiming is getting bullied.
If we're right,
that's the claim we're making.
The claim we're making. Did you read it from Mulroney and his sidekick at Dunfermline?
Aye, I did, mate.
Well, that's the only bit of bullying that's mentioned, mate.
But Stuart Robertson said on Clyde that he's not said anything about bullying or coercion, so he's went back on what he said.
No, what he said was there was nobody for the SPFL who had bullied or coerced anybody. Employees.
I just want it all to end.
Well, you're wasting your time if you think this is going to end, and I think the vast majority of Rangers support want to take this mob the whole road.
I want them out as well. Oxford, just as much as you and everybody else. But where does it all end after this? Like, are we ever going to find a happy medium, or is it just going to be us versus everybody forever?
No.
Well, that's a good question for you, Stardog. Stardog, here's a good question. If you're wanting them out, how do you get them out then? What is the mechanism to get them out?
Well, apparently it's a very easy thing to do, mate. If the club's only happy with them, the clubs can get them out. It's apparently a very easy thing to do. But are the clubs going to stand there and back Rangers up? Let's be serious. When has that ever happened? No. We'll end up with the ones with mud in our faces, we always do. We'll end up getting tilt through the muck as we always do. Oxford, whether we're right or wrong, that's what will happen, mate. And that's what annoys me.
Because if you're reading the mainstream media at the moment, mate, we're behind the 8 ball. Because we don't get any, look at the story. It was printed last Sunday about Rangers putting the statement out on Tuesday, and then when they don't put it out, they're all up in arms and saying they're holding it back. Our club never said that. But the trouble is, if you're reading the mainstream media and that's where you're taking your information from, you're always going to think different about our club and how we stand. That's one of the reasons we do this show. JFK, then Bridge.
I'll jump in there. JFK will be raging about something.
No. You'll notice that.
I think
You'll notice the bit of the sandpaper. You'll notice the blood in his.
No,
we're all.
I was letting the dog in there.
Right, okay, on you go, JFK.
I just let the dog in the room. He was scratching at the door. I jumped in there. Sorry about that, Oxia, for jumping in. But I like to hear. I want to hear about.
By the way, Stardogs and these soldiers fought so that Stardog can have his opinion.
And that's why I wanted to hear Stardog's opinion, you know, and I value his opinion, and obviously Allbear's that. But what would you like to see, Stardog, is if we lose the vote next week? Would you like to just take it in the chin and try and go forward, mate?
No, I don't want to do that because it's not the right thing to do, mate. I'm one of the biggest people in the world for standing up and what I believe is right. I'll never be bullied or coerced by nobody. And I'll never ever in the same sense follow a crowd just because most folk on here have the same opinion, mate.
No, and that's what. Sorry, and that's why I appreciate that. I respect what you're saying, mate. But what I'm saying is, I mean, I agree with you in a sense. Now, I don't want to see Rangers go down the road of having to cost X amount of money for to go to a private litigation. I don't know how that would go further down the line. Is that what worries you about that? If Rangers lose the vote next Tuesday, then we might say, right, well, we're going to go and take them to court.
We're going to lose the vote next Tuesday.
No,
mate.
but that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying to you. And is that the way you're feeling, that you feel that that's not a chance worth taking?
No, because it's just mere money in court battles. And I know folk might say it's lying down and getting your belly tickled, but it's no, mate. See if you're looking at a bigger picture here. They need to go at the top before anything can happen, mate. But in the sense of Scottish football, the clubs are better off together than all fighting each other all the time. Our Scottish football will never survive. That's just fact, mate. Whether Rangers fans like it or no.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But do you know, see then that the way I feel is that I think it's worth the chance of going to take a private litigation against them, because when I'm the same as yourself, I don't think we'll win the vote next week. I think we'll get hammered. But I still think that Rangers
should go
forward.
Bridgeman, in you come.
It's interesting to hear the differences between JFK and Stardug. I'm afraid that I know Stardug's really completely pissed off with the whole thing. As far as Rangers are always there, I'm afraid that it has been like that since I remember. It's always been Rangers that's at the forefront of all these type of things, I must admit. And I would love Rangers to be able to do something better. But the truth is, JFK is right as well. There's parts of me say I'd love to take them the whole way, but I need to be able to say in my heart and knowing what I know that we've really got them for something. But the truth of the matter is, I'm no dead sure whether a court or a QC would look at our case and go the full distance with us. I don't know whether we've got enough. So I've got doubts about going towards a court case, but I'd love to do it. Absolutely, I'd love to do it.
I've always
I don't want to go to court, Ox. I don't want to go to court. I don't want Rangers to spend money on this and a cost to us or us to come out looking stupid or fighting everybody ourselves. But the bottom line is, you've got to do something. You can't just stand and let yourself get trampled like that. And that's exactly what they're doing. All Rangers are trying to say is the governance of the game is no done right. That's all they've said. It's no done right. And they put up points to prove that. And it's up to that SPFL board to come out and go, well, no, that's not right. Okay, get us an independent investigation and prove it. I mean, that's all we're asking for. It's not a great big shock to the system. Just if you're doing things right, you're doing things right. If you're doing them wrong, well, you're doing them wrong. You need to be pulled up and told you're doing them wrong. And the state of Scottish football now, you've got to remember, and I'm not getting to Stardug, I'm just talking to anybody that wants to listen to me. The state of Scottish football is directly down to that SPFL board. If there's no getting away from it is. But there you go, that's my opinion. I don't want to fight them in court. Of course I don't want to fight them in court. But I also don't want to walk away and let them win. Everything's all right.
We might not necessarily win that vote because of how it is. I think it's you need 75% of the clubs to back you up.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get enough clubs, it could really put the cat amongst the pigeons, if that makes sense. JFK.
Mm-hmm.
Then
I was talking to my boy Graham. I was talking to my boy Graham the day, and the scenario that you just said there, Ox, here is what we were thinking about. What happens? Rangers need 32 votes, right? What happens if we get something like 19, 20? Right, that shows then that there's clubs who believe what we have said. So it's all right saying
that's a vote of no confidence there, Jeff.
You just took the words out of my mouth. That then becomes for me what I was talking about, emotion and no confidence, because it's all right if it turns around it's us, Stranraer and Hearts. Well, it's just you three. But if another 16, 17 clubs go ways, right, then I feel that Rangers can go for a vote of no confidence and push that motion. That's my idea of it. And that's where I disagree with Stardug in that sense. I think we will lose a vote, but I think if we get enough votes, that gives us a leverage to go in for a vote of no confidence, mate. That's my opinion on it.
Port Bear, sorry, mate. I forgot about you.
No worries, mate. I was listening intently. Actually, I've just got to ask everybody, what next? And that's one thing I'm worried about. You know, if we go, we don't get this vote, we don't, it was Jimmy saying, we don't get the vote of no confidence either. You know, I know you're saying Rangers will probably take this fight to the bitter end, right? But even if they do that, what next? You know, what happens next? Are we going to lose financial monies because we're going to be fighting in court all the time? So that affects the pitch, that affects our buying power to buy players in, etc., etc. You know, I'm worried about long term for Rangers. I don't care about any club in Scotland. All I want to happen is Rangers go from stand to stand every year, but I want to see it in the football park next year. And as Stardug says, and you're probably the same, boys, if you're thinking about it, we're sick of seeing all this stuff going on behind the scenes with Rangers.
Oh, I'm not sick. If we hadn't had that for the last month, the show would have been a struggle.
I'm just talking about in general, mate. If you look at what's happening now in the world, you know, that puts everything into perspective for me. There's a lot more serious things going on in the world right now.
There's a lot more important things going on in the world than whether we can get enough votes for an independent inquiry.
Yeah. I'm thinking on further in the future of the game. What happens what's next for Rangers? You know, I want to just deal my talking on the pitch, Oxford. In my opinion, one of the best ways to shut these people up is go and win leagues. Go and win leagues and shut them all up. I don't care who's in charge. Just go and win a league. Because see the first 6 months of the season, when we were flying, I don't remember all these rumblings going on, mate. Because we were flying, everything was going well. I just feel, you know, after the first 6 months, everything's happened with the world at the moment. Everything's just to make the scope right on the whole of Scottish game now. It's not good for the game, and you know, it's all been mentioned. The product, the eyes are on your product right now, and because of the guys that's running it, it looks shambolic, doesn't it? It's an absolute embarrassment. So I'm asking, you know, Jimmy's idea of voting on confidence. Why can the 12 board members on the SPFL board?
I think the point we were making, mate, is if you get, say, anything for 15 to 20 clubs backing you, which is nowhere near enough.
Yeah.
But that would put the cat amongst the pigeons. Now, they would spin it.
Oh, definitely.
You lost the vote, but it would be telling anybody with any sense that there's too many clubs who haven't got the confidence in your executives. Stardom.
Aye, 100%, mate. Just to back up and all what Port Bill's saying, like, that's what the only thing that scares me with all this, Oxford. Like, I'm all for fighting for our rights and all that, and standing up to the man and everything else, right? But what comes next for the club after this, mate? Because I mean, when it comes to us versus all the other teams in Scotland, unless what you're saying is right, and we get maybe that 15 to 20 teams now, I mean, Partick Thistle might change. They might change their mind now because of what's happening to them. They're going down. They've been basically screwed. So we don't know how things are going to play out, mate. But for me, Rangers aren't going to get anywhere near enough for a vote. Whether they take it to court or no, knowing Rangers, that's exactly probably what they will do, mate. Is it going to be worth it long term? I don't know, Oxford. I don't know. That's the only thing that worries me, mate. That this no one likes us. We don't care. Attitude's going to end up. It's going to end up in the death phase because we just fight.
I'll tell you what's going to happen, Stardom. This mob that's running Scottish football, this best PFL, they're no shy of a shady deal. So I think they'll come with a shady deal to Rangers.
What I think will happen, here's what I think will happen, Albert. The CEO will go because of the personal abuse he gets, and he'll go with a deal that he'll be happy with. The other two will retire. Anyway, we'll be joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
Hi, David Wilson again.
How you doing, David?
Hi, you're on about what else we can do regarding if we lose this vote and all the rest of it.
Well, but we're assuming we're not going to win the vote, mate. That's
right, we're assuming. And what I'm saying is, if we're not going to win that vote, why does the Rangers executives just turn around and tell them, we're not taking any more away tickets? If you want to, other clubs, if they want to supply their fans with away tickets that wants to go, they're in charge of the tickets. If anything happens, it's their responsibility, no Rangers. And just tell me they don't want any more away tickets.
I think Fox has similar thoughts through the last few months. Right, who goes to away games on here? Me, when I'm up
How do they go now?
JFK goes to the odd one. Port Vale doesn't know where Ibrox is, never mind the away grounds.
Davey, it's a smashing idea, and it's at the forefront of my mind. But I can't do it. I'd love it to happen. I would love the Rangers fans to just realise what's happening and find a way of doing, coming to terms with it, the fact Rangers, somewhere along the line, they're building up a whole list of enemies, and big time enemies. And how do we?
I know what you're saying, David, but we support, say, Hamilton Motherwell. It's a lot of revenue in the season for them, particularly Hamilton. And the Rangers support is always subsidised. I suppose you could throw them and the other team from the other side of the city into the mix, subsidise the rest of Scottish football, and never had any thanks for it. It's very difficult when it's easy for me to tell somebody to give up smoking, Davey. I've never smoked, but if you go to all the away games, JFK.
Davey, how you doing, pal? JFK. Listen, I can see where you're coming from, mate. But do you know, as a long-time Gers fan like yourself and the rest of the guys here, I'm not going to decry him if you're going to see the Bears away from home, because I've done it a lot of years. But I wouldn't like to see the Gers running out a Pittodrie that had no Gers fans in it. And it goes back to the same that Bridgeman said about, and he was asked a question by Oxshire earlier on. If we get Dundee or Dundee United in the Cup, the Scottish Cup, which is a 50-50 split, I'm going to put my cards on the table now and say, as a season ticket holder, I'm going to be there. I want to go and see my team. I've got to be honest about that. But reluctantly, no, they will get half of my ticket money. So it's hard. I mean, I just can't see the point of boycotting it if it's going to affect the Rangers. Because if the Rangers team, the Queen's 11, run out there against the sheep and things like that, and I know we've only got 850 when we play the puddle drinkers. But for me, it's a no-no. I just don't think there's a reason. I know we want to starve the rest of my money, but there's other ways of doing that, mate. Other ways.
I think the problem is, mate, when you see the clamour for my Gers, and I think it's into the tens of thousands now, over 10,000 who have signed up for it, and the thing's just started during this pandemic.
Aye.
It shows you the clamour for away tickets. And all the debate on the forums was how the buses are going to get tickets and how people are going to get tickets. And I went for 40 years. Yeah. And so I get it, Davey. I wish that we could just select one game and no go, just to show them that we can do it and we'll not be messed about. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't, because if we tried that again, it would just end up like Tannadice when we tried it up there, mate.
Aye.
No, personally, I think it's just the same as the vote for this. They're all backed into a corner. This is what's on the table. You either take it or you go bust. And that's what the outcome was there for that vote there. Now, in 2012, when everybody sunk us, we should have told them then, we're not going to subsidise these clubs. And they've got to learn a lesson that we're not there to subsidise all them unless we get some back. And loyalty works both ways. Now, if they're not prepared to back us, we should tell them we're going to starve you them. And you've got, and 1 or 2 games isn't good. If you tell them for a season, see if just like the directors, some of the directors come along and tell them, as from now, Rangers Football Club doesn't want any more away tickets because of the way it is. And we'll see where these go for there. You're not getting our revenue, and things are bad enough now. And there's a lot of parasites out there living on the backs of us and depending on us.
Do you know, Davey,
that's including the Celtic. The four games a season. They tell you when we were doing the leagues, it was worth £10 million a year to them. So they want us to stay.
I agree with them with parasites. My argument, and I have come round. I never thought I'd come round to even thinking about it. But my argument's been consistent on this, and I think Bridge will back me up. It's all right for us talking about boycotts, but you would need to get people who go to every away game, and there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
And try and tell them not to do it. And then they would turn around and the very argument about the cup ticket, well, you're going to go and give them money at Ibrox, so don't you tell me what to do. That's what you're going to get. You're spot on. I wish we could do it to show you, but do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. Bridgeman and then Starduck.
Yeah, I think I've said these things a lot. The last thing you said there is absolutely right. You isolate the cup games and you find out that there's a huge, what shall we say, a huge hole in your logic, because you're right. Truly saying if you give 3,000 seats to somebody, you're going to give them. That's what they're dreaming for. They want a big crowd because they're taking it. They don't need the seats. They got a big crowd at Ibrox, and that's all they want, you know. So they're not really caring, because some of these teams that we play, they've only got four, maybe sometimes 40. They've only got 40 people there, you know, and cup games, and they're getting it. Others come up and they've got quite a good crowd, but I'm talking about just over 1,000. But seriously, we are definitely we're the ones they want to come to Ibrox. They're going to be well treated and have a big payout. Stranraer, prime example. I don't know how much the guy took out 300,000 or something like that, you know. We keep him going for about 20 years, you know. Unbelievable stuff. So, yes, there's a big hole in my logic, because I want to go and see my team. I just don't want to give them any money if I can help it, give them any money at all. And the only way I can do that is don't go and see my team when they're at home in the cup. It's the only way I can, and I don't want to do that. I want to see my team.
If we drew Dundee United in the quarter final of the Scottish Cup next season, and we're in a good position in the league at the time, there'll be 40,000 at Ibrox, and they'll have nothing, no support there. Maybe even a sellout. I don't know if things were going really well, so we would be giving them a bit close to £500,000 plus.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you know, so if you were wanting to cut their throats, you would have to take up it would be a sore battle for the support.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be comfortable with that.
It's something we really need to do. They're good to we're backed in the corner. It doesn't look as though we have many places else we can go. So sometimes you've got to take a hit, because the way it's going now, everyone's backed against us. The SFA, the SPL, the lot, they're against us. The referees are against us. And we're not doing anything about it. Because there are games I'm going to, and my mate that sits in front of me says the same. You know, within about 5-10 minutes, if the referee's against you, and the first tackle we make, it's a booking, and they're getting away with murder. And
I'll bring Albert in, then start Albert.
I agree, mate. It's you don't know about referees. If we go on a day about the referees, I mean, some of them are shady characters. Know what I mean? But for the away ticket, I mean, I don't go into away games myself. But if you're wanting to encourage Rangers supporters not to go to away games, you need to be more creative, guys. Just saying don't go for the sake of starving them money, it's not going to work. It's never worked over the years, and it's not going to work now. So we need to get more creative. You need to attract them away for the away games. That's what Rangers. So we need to put something on that's attracting them away for the games, but they've got somewhere else to go. So a bit more creative. Maybe we'll have to stand a chance of saying, right, okay, we're starving your money. Now, we don't starve them of money because we want them to vote with us all the time. We starve them of money because we want a fair crack at a whip here. Would you let this vote the new? We want you to vote the right, because we're proving a point that there's investigations take place, and if you can't see that, what's the point? What is the point? So that's why you're doing it. So we need to have a purpose for doing it, not just a willy-nilly blanket ban. I've not been to a cup game for years, mate. I don't go to cup games because I've got to get the part of my money's going to the other clubs. I will not put a brown penny in any other club in Scotland. I just want to go to Ibrox and see the Rangers. And any money I'm going to spend in football, I want to spend on the Rangers. That's it. That's it for me, mate.
I've been like that for 2012.
Aye. I think we've lost. I think we've ascended into madness here. I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about stopping Rangers fans from going to away games to support their team just because we would rather starve their clubs of money? We're supposed to be the biggest team in the country here, maybe even the world, guys. But to get a self-satisfaction out of us going to watch your team, we have to starve our teams of money. Come on.
No, it's
this
not
is the way FITB is. This is the way FITB's always been. We've always supported these air clubs financially because we're a big club. We can't help that, and they can't help that. That's just the way things are. But if we're talking about starving the air clubs of money, I don't see what the end game in that is. There'll be nobody left to play because everybody will be struggling financially. So what do we do? Do we just have a team with just a league with just Rangers in it because we've killed everybody else off because we'll not pay them any money for going to away grounds or whatever? Like, I just don't see what the end game is here. You can stop fans coming into Ibrox and fill Ibrox up every week and make sure the Blue Pound goes into Rangers all through and through. But you can't stop fans, especially after this pandemic. You try and stop Rangers fans from going to games. It's never going to happen. Never.
It's just crazy, mate. We're talking about tick for tat point scoring shit here.
I think
it's never going to work.
The boycotts have been mentioned. It's been going on for. It's been mentioned.
Yes, I think everybody's saying that, Stardog. That's impossible. You're not going
Anyway,
to get
gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening.
Oh my
We actually
God.
run over time because Davy Wilson.
Oh my God.
So it's over to you, Stardog. Bridgeman. You're not at all, Stardog.
I know.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to me.
Cheers,
Right, well
Davey.
done there,
You're
Davey.
welcome,
Well
mate.
done.
You're always
Cheers, pal.
welcome.
Okay.
Cheers, mate.
Stay
Whenever
safe,
that, you're
lads.
always welcome.
Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, what another great night, Oxshare. Marvellous discussions, really good points, and I find myself dig myself into a hole dead easy with some of the things, particularly the try to boycott or limit the number of fans. I just can't do it. So I do apologise if I bring the tone of the conversation down a wee bit, but that's the way I feel. Can I just say, please, every single one is, after all these couple of days here, has been absolute murder. Rangers are getting it in the neck, and it's not even their fault. So can I just say, keep it going for the Rangers, because really and truly, the Rangers need us. They need us badly. Keep it going.
Here. Can I just thank everybody who joined us tonight? Some first-class debating. Can I thank everybody in the lobby for taking part? Once again, tribute to Old School Blue and Fox, who without there wouldn't be a show for the work they done last night to make sure the show was on the night. And once again, can I thank everybody who took part in 1939 to 45 so that we could have this debate. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad times, of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was lost, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white. From that day, I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I would have a lad, I would show him the way, as he did on that day. And so here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was lost, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white. From that day, I'd be Rangers for life. From that day, I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the Jazz with my father and son. And it's sure safe to say, at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was lost, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white. From that day, I'd be Rangers for life. From that day, I'd be Rangers for life. From that day, Rangers for life. From that day, I'd be Rangers for life.